What's up guys, Houndish here, and today it's time to jump in with some Destiny 2 news. So we're going to speak about a new exotic that has become available, and no, we're not talking about the time-gated Thunderlord quest. There are actually a couple of new exotic items in the game, a new secret emblem, we're going to talk about some leaks to do with the annual pass and the Black Armory, the fate of Eva Levante, there is some new lore in the game, and we've got a bunch of stuff to round up about the recent update, as well as a new trailer and refer a friend quest in the game. But before we get into the video guys, I've got something pretty exciting to share. This one is sponsored by Yode Watches, who kindly sent me a custom Houndish watch, which is really awesome. So Yode designed a collection of premium wooden watches for men and women, and the one I have right here is called Ebony and Iron. It's super smart, super comfortable, and we've even got the Houndish logo engraved on the back right here. Yode watches also come in a really nice wooden box, and you can see once again we've got the Houndish logo on this one, and you can even have your own custom engraving on them as well. So whether you wanted to treat yourself, buy a gift for a friend, or someone who supported you in gaming, Yode Watches offer some amazing products, and you can check out the giveaway link in the description box below to enter for your chance to win $180 off any of their watches. Plus I'll link their website down below if you want to check out their products. But now getting into the new stuff for this week, of course we had update 2.05 arrive into Destiny 2. There's a bunch of pretty positive changes for the game there. On top of this we have a new quest, the time-gated Thunderlord quest. So it turns out that we're going to have to wait 3 weeks to actually unlock this weapon, according to a leak from Anon the 9. And we did get the first step yesterday, where you have to collect the Cryptarch pages, and I guess we'll have to wait and see what we get next week. But there is another exotic in the game which has actually been found, and this would be the Harbinger's Echo Sparrow, one that we've been curious about for a little while. So there was speculation that you'd have to destroy all of the corrupted eggs to pick this one up, and that is indeed the case. I should mention though, in order to get this, you do need to collect all of the eggs on one character. This isn't an account-based triumph. And of course, corrupted eggs are hidden across the Dreaming City, they're inside of the Raid, the Shattered Throne, and in the Ascendant Challenges. This week's Ascendant Challenge is in the Spine of Keres, and it houses the 2 final eggs that folks needed to actually pick this up. So the very first one is actually just before you reach the very top of the Ascendant Challenge. Over here on the right hand side, you'll find one of the corrupted eggs, but then at the very top area, where the portal was spawned when you finish the Ascendant Challenge, above that, you will find the second corrupted egg. And we can see the Harbinger's Echo right here, pretty cool sparrow. You can't apply a shader to it or anything like that, so it will always have this kind of base taken effect, although I actually think the sparrow looks a lot cooler when you're riding it around in game as opposed to inspecting it. But there we go, that is the Harbinger's Echo. You need to acquire all of the corrupted eggs in Dreaming City. You also need to do this to get the Cursebreaker title for Dreaming City. All 9 cats inside of Dreaming City have now been found though. Ninja Pups did actually make a video on this, so I'll link it down below. But once you've collected all of them, you can get the Enid emblem. I think that's how you say that. Pretty cool cat emblem right there for giving a small gift to every cat in Dreaming City. So that's just some of the stuff that's happening this week inside of the game. But now let's talk about future content. So somebody said to Anon the 9, are there any details on the trailer for Black Armory? And this was just yesterday. Anon the 9 said, wait at least 1 week. Of course, Anon tends to be correct on these leaks. They've actually released a lot of information about future content, especially with the timeline and where we currently are. It does make sense that we would get a Black Armory trailer by next week at the latest. And it also looks like the Thunderlord quest will essentially run alongside the hype and the promotion for Black Armory, and that'll help keep players in the game. But in terms of the future of Destiny 2 content, Anon the 9 once again confirmed that there won't be a Comet expansion after Forsaken. And of course, Comet is kind of the code word for large Destiny expansions, things like Taken King and Forsaken. And of course, in year 2 right now, we've got an annual pass with 3 updates. But Anon has confirmed that we will get another annual pass for year 3, so there's potential that we could see 6 kind of mini DLCs for Destiny 2 throughout the rest of its lifecycle. But we can certainly expect information about the annual pass shortly. Back to some stuff about update 2.5 though. I'd love to hear from you guys and your experiences with exotic drops now that we've seen an adjustment in the game. So Bungie increased the drop rate of Forsaken exotics versus old stuff, basically increasing the amount of duplicate protection. I've seen quite a bit of feedback about this. I've seen a few posts saying that they've got new Forsaken exotics since the update. Most of the feedback seems pretty positive, but of course there always is a layer of RNG, so I'd love to hear what you guys have experienced down below. There were some questions about the Lord of Wolves because Bungie said that they removed quest exotics from the loot pool, and this means that you can't actually get quest exotics from the Engram, and that includes the Lord of Wolves. Now, Lord of Wolves actually drops from the Spider's weekly bounty, so just like the quest exotics, you can't get a duplicate of it from another source. But just to clarify, it isn't a quest exotic as such, but a bounty reward from the Spider. If you're wondering about Masterwork cores though, A bunch of the spider's bounties will be able to drop these every week, and on top of this, when you dismantle items, you'll get scrapper bounties. And when you complete these, they will also drop masterwork cores, which is pretty awesome. This week in the reset though, we actually finally got some information about Eva Levante, what's been going on with her since the start of the Red War, and potentially even her fate. So there's some new lore in the game, and it pieces together to make Evas Journey a new lore book, and it basically tracks what happened to Eva Levante from when the Red Legion attack happened to a few months later on. So in the first book, it talks about what's happening in the tower when the Red Legion attack, and we learn about Eva's escape. Eva's last view of the tower, as her hawk pulled away, was ruin and flame. And when Eva Levante escaped the tower with a group of guardians, they actually set up camp just outside of the city, and their plan was actually to make their way to Twilight Gap, and eventually to rendezvous with Hawthorne's group at the farm, which of course is what our guardian did in the story as well, and then we went on a hunt for the Vanguard leaders. But this group of underground escapees from the tower were actually staying somewhere hidden just outside of the city, and they kind of barricaded themselves into this apartment. The very final line of the book says she turned away from the window to head downstairs when the explosion ripped through the street in front of the apartment and Eva's world turned white. So it looks like indeed the Red Legion did actually track them down and manage to find them, or potentially some other incident happened, but we don't quite get absolute clarification of what happens to Eva Levante. We know that she was in this explosion in the house. It says Eva's world turned white, and some people would possibly take that as she was actually killed in this incident, but we don't get absolute clarification of that. So pretty interesting stuff. It's interesting to get an idea of what actually happened with these Guardians after the Red Legion attacked. And I'll be curious to hear down below, what do you think happened to Eva Levante? Do you think she met her fate in that explosion? Or do you think that she could still be out there somewhere? Let me know down below. Finally, there is a new quest live in the game, and this is the Refer a Friend quest. So Bungie first revealed this a few days ago, and you can see here the quest steps. You have to complete a story mission with a friend, public events, Crucible, reach level 50, play some Gambit, and complete a Nightfall Strike to actually finish this quest. We can see some of the rewards in the game right here. So there is both the Sparrow, you get this pretty cool skin right here, of course, an exotic Sparrow, but there's also the ship, and there's an emblem you can get as well. And of course, if you want further details about Refer a Friend, you can check it out on Bungie's channels, but they did post a full trailer for this, so check it out.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. Thank you for being a friend. 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 People, let me tell you about a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend.
So there we have it, the super cringe Refer a Friend trailer. Let me know your thoughts about that, or if you're going to grind to try and unlock any of that stuff. Couple of bits of feedback from Bungie devs though. Cosmo said he'll ask if we can increase the amount of bright dust for dismantling transmat effects. This was some feedback about the fact that they only dismantle into 10 bright dust, but they cost 450 bright dust. Somebody also posted that the charge time masterwork for fusion rifles is bugged, and it actually reduces the damage if you apply this masterwork. Cosmo said we'll make sure this is being investigated. And another thing to point out here is that Destiny 2 actually topped the digital charts for consoles in September. So we can see on the list right here, this is how it looked in September. Like I said, this is purely digital downloads on consoles, but Destiny 2 had a really good month with Forsaken. Considering how things were a few months ago, I think it's pretty safe to say things have been turned around. For now though guys, that is going to summarize today's video. I'll keep you posted on the progression with the Thunderlord quest, just a couple of weeks now, and we'll be able to get that one. And of course it's pretty likely that we'll get a reveal for Black Armory in that time as well. So it's a pretty exciting time to be a Guardian. But let me know any of your thoughts down below guys. If you have enjoyed the video, a rating below is very much appreciated. Be sure to hit subscribe if you're new around here. You can also turn on notifications if you don't want to miss out on anything. If you're interested in Yode watches, you can check that link out in the description. But as always guys, I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you have an awesome day.